Good evening, our beloved viewers. You're watching on Live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the top stories. The head of state shares the work of a 15th session of the Council of Ministers. And on the international scene, it's 24 hours left for aid to arrive in Gaza before a disaster. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. Sure, by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili, a Council of Ministers was held. The ministries at the presidency today, the 15 October, was held the 15th session of a Council of Ministers, which was devoted to ratifying 10 drafts of laws. Let us listen to the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Rahman Rahim, sous la présidence de Son Excellence M. Ismail Omar Guelleh, président de la République, chef du gouvernement, a eu lieu ce mardi 17 octobre 2023.
First question, draft finance law establishing the final regulation of the state budget for the 2022 financial year. The bill establishing the final regulation of the state budget for the 2022 financial year is presented in accordance with the provisions of law number 107/N/00/4 Legislature relating to the finance laws. The presentation of the statement bill is part of the framework of the rendering of state budget accounts. The final accounts of the 2022 financial year are established in revenue at the sum of 132.9 billion Djiboutian francs and an expenditure at more than 142 billion Djiboutian francs. The current results for the revenue component for the final accounts of the 2022 financial year shows a recovery level of 123 billion Djiboutian francs and show a budget deficit of 2 billion Djiboutian francs. The execution of the budget of the 2022 financial year took place in context affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and the rise in raw material prices and the global and regional impact. However, the national economy has demonstrated resilience despite external shocks, notably with controlled inflation and a resumption of economic growth. General revenues recorded a fixed amount of 182 billion Djiboutian francs and represent 20.33% of GDP. They are down compared to the 2022 forecast to the tune of 6 billion Djiboutian francs, with a reduction of 6 billion Djiboutian francs compared to the achievements of the 2021 financial year. During this financial year, the government placed emphasis on support for various construction projects for the benefit of several departments, the most significant of which concern the social sectors to meet the educational and health needs of the population and to support the vulnerable population in the fight against poverty. In 2022, the draft regulation law continued to carry out priority actions in accordance with the government roadmap. Presidency of the Republic. Second question. Draft law approving the financial accounts of the People's Palace for the 2022 financial year. The financial accounts of the People's Palace for the 2022 financial year are recorded in income at 366 million Djiboutian francs and expense of 369 million Djiboutian francs. The result of the year goes from 1.3 million in 2022 to minus 2.4 million in 2022. Products are experiencing a decrease, and this decrease in products is due to drop the state subsidy. Room rental revenues recorded an increase around 17.6% in 2022. The People's Palace pursued the objectives of improving revenues, regular maintenance of equipment and spaces in order to sustain the investments made in recent years. Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Fisheries, Livestock and Fish Resources. Third question, draft law approving the financial accounts of the National Office of Water and Sanitation of Djibouti, ONIAD, for the 2021 financial year. ONIAD's financial account for the 2021 financial year are drawn up with an income of 8 billion Djiboutian francs during the financial year. The net result went from a positive amount of 148 million Djiboutian francs in 2022 to a negative result of minus 79.9 million Djiboutian francs. The turnover, sales of water, health services, sanitation and works is experiencing an increase of 3.4% compared to the achievements of 2022, thanks to the semblance of sale of drinking water generated by the increase in the number of new connections. As for operating expenses, they increased from 6.8 billion to 7.2 billion Djiboutian francs in 2021. The increase is due to the increase in electricity purchases and the negative effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Personnel costs are increasing and financial costs remain stable. In 2021, the office accrued development maintenance equipment necessary to strengthen its operational capacity for a total amount of 1.3 billion Djiboutian francs. In addition, work relating to various development projects started for the most part had during previous years was continuing in 2021. ONIAD continued the policy of investment in infrastructure. This investment made mainly related to the drinking water supply component in the town of Oboh, work to extend water networks in disadvantaged neighbors, and the extension to the network and infrastructure equipment. Ministry of Infrastructure and Equipment. Fourth question. Draft law adopting the financial accounts of the Central Building and Equipment Laboratory for the 2022 financial year. The financial account for the 2022 financial year are recorded as income of 364 million Djibourian francs and expenses of 307 million francs, representing a profit of 56 million francs. During this financial year, the net result increased from 26.7 million Djibourian francs in 2021 to 55.9 million francs in 2022. Revenues experienced an increase, which is due to the sharp increase in revenue from service provisions. Expenses are increasing and mainly concern personal costs. During the 2022 financial year, the LCBE redoubled its efforts to achieve its short-term ambitions, in particular to establish its position as a key player in the field of construction laboratory activities in the country.
In the second part of the Council of Ministers, several draft law related to approving the company's financial account. Let us listen once again to the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Ministry of Muslim Affairs and Waqf's Properties. Fifth question. Draft law approving the financial accounts for the 2022 financial year of the Diwan of Waqf's Property, the financial accounts. The financial accounts for the year 2021 financial year of the Diwan of Waqf's Property have been approved in income of 630 million Djibourian francs and expense at 592 million Djibourian francs with a profit of 38 million Djibourian francs in 2022. The result increased from a negative result of minus 45.6 million Djibourian francs in 2021 to more than 38.3 million Djibourian francs in 2022. Products made up income of sanitary fees and various goods. Waqfs are experiencing growth in 2022. The Diwan of Waqf's Property has recorded the rental income from the wireless buildings. The Hamoudi and Rayyan shopping centers operating expenses increased by 495 million Djibourian francs in 2022. This increase is linked to the increase in purchasing and supply personnel costs. During the financial year, the establishment pursued its objective of improving the management and supervision of the heritage of Islamic Waqfs and increasing in its income. Ministry of Energy in charge of natural resources. Sixth question. Draft law approving the financial accounts of the International Hydrocarbon Society of Djibouti. The final accounts of the society are established in income of 50 billion Djibourian francs and expense of 49 billion Djibourian francs. The result of the year significantly compared to 2021. Operating income is experiencing strong increase of almost 70% between 2021 and 2022. The increase is linked to the rise in the average price barrel of $37.5 US. The price of barrel of Brent fluctuated sharply between $90 in the SIHD forecasts at $127 US during the financial year. In 2022, the quantity of products sold amounts of 256.516 MT, while the company had planned a quantity of 280 MT. Operating expenses are increasing and costs mainly purchase and personnel costs. In 2022, SIHD also invested more than 2.6 billion Djibourian francs, mainly dedicated to the construction of the company's new headquarters. Finally, the strategies implemented by the SIHD in 2022, such as the stock management, the suspension of 1C, the extension of payment deadlines, and the decrease in the minimum in the price structure, have proven to be favorable to the development of the financial situation of the SIHD. Ministry of Labor in charge of formalization and social protection. Seventh question. Bills approving the financial accounts of the National Agency for Employment Training and Professional Integration (AMFIP) for the financial year of 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, and 2018. The Ministry of Labor presented to the Council of Ministers the financial accounts of the National Agency for Employment Training and Professional Integration for the 2022 financial year. In the same time, recognized the accounts of financial statements from previous years. The financial accounts of AMFIP for the 2022 financial year are closed at 452 million Djibourian francs and expenses of 558 million Djibourian francs. AMFIP products mainly made up for the sale of work authorization cards and income from the training provided. Increase in 2022. During this financial year, AMFIP made investments amounting to more than 75.8 million Djibourian francs in development. The Ministry of Communication in charge of Posts and Telecommunications. Eighth question. Draft law adopting the 2022 financial accounts of the Radio and Television of Djibouti, RTD. The RTD financial accounts closed on 12/31/2022 show income of 1 billion Djiboutian francs and expenses of 1 billion 334 Djiboutian francs, with a surplus result of 5 million Djiboutian francs. This positive result is explained by a reduction in operating expenses and an increase in advertising revenue of around 7%. Despite a difficult situation, the establishment was able to conservatively control its operating and personal expenses. Ninth question, draft law adopting to the 2022 financial accounts of the National Printing Company. The financial accounts for the 2022 financial year of the Company of Djibouti are recorded at income of 382 million Djiboutian francs and expenses of 403 million Djiboutian francs. Despite two constructive years of surplus, the establishment's financial accounts show a deficit of 20 million Djiboutian francs. Ministry of Trade and Tourism. 10th question, bills approving financial accounts of the Djibouti Office of Industrial and Commercial Property ODPIC for the fiscal year of 2022, 2021, and 2020. The Ministry of Commerce and Tourism presented the accounts of ODPIC for the financial years 2022 to 2020. The financial accounts for the financial year 2022 are recorded an income of 286 million Djiboutian francs and as expenses of 289 million francs. In 2022, ODPIC continued reforms to improve the business environment and facilitated business and creation procedures. The office's previous financial years were also cleared by the financial accounts of ODPIC for the financial year 2021 as well as 2022, establishing revenues of 291 million Djiboutian francs in charge of 255 Djiboutian million francs with a deficit of 42 million francs. ODPIC's results are down in 2021. Communications. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, a government spokesperson, reported on his participation in the extraordinary meeting of the Council of the League of Arab States at ministerial level of Palestine, which took place on October 11, 2023 in Cairo. During this meeting, the Council of the League of Arab States, at the level of foreign ministers, adopted a resolution demanding an immediate end to the Israeli war on the Gaza Strip and its surroundings and calling on all parties to exercise resistance. The Ministry of Health reported in his participation in the 70th session of the Eastern Mediterranean Regional Committee, which was held from October 9 to 12, 2023 in Cairo. He also reported on his working visit to Morocco from September 25 to 29, 2023, as part of the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the University Hospital Centers of Rabat and Djibouti.
Under the high patronage of the Minister of Trade and Tourism, Mr. Mohamed Warsame Dirie, the National Agency was received for the tourism. This morning, the cruise ship Swan docked on the port of Djibouti. It is a cultural explorations cruise ship that offers passengers a unique opportunity to explore the most remote and wonderful destination in the world. The ship departed from the Jeddah and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia all the way to Djibouti to allow passengers to explore the heritage, cultural, and historical of our country. This ship was founded in the 1950. The Minister of Trade and Tourism made an inspection tour of the ship and accompanied by the ship's captain and her crew, but also the ship received administrations and approval from the minister. The ship's arrival in Djibouti attested to Djibouti's growing populations. It is a touristic destination and hiding he said.
First time ever myself coming here, so we are very happy to be here, and we find country very nice. We have very warm welcoming already on arrival. We had some dancing and everything else, on the pier, so it's very heartwarming welcoming for our guests, and we are very pleased to this. And this is just the first time we are coming here this year, but we hope that there will be many times more coming in the future and in the coming years. Thank you.
In a speech by the Minister of Tourism and Trade, Mr. Mohamed Warsame Dirie, on this occasion, he expressed his admiration for this cruise ship that arrived in our country and said, "We are pleased to welcome this ship in Djibouti. This is an opportunity, an important event for our country, and we are confident that our visitors will enjoy it, an unforgettable experience." The arrival of the ship is evidence of the growing importance of the Republic of Djibouti as a touristic destination. During the annual meeting of the World Bank groups of the IMF from 9 to 15 October, Djibouti was invited to present its social policy and experience. This took the form of participation of Her Excellency Ms. Ulufa Ismail Abdou, the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, in a conference entitled Urgent Challenges, Initiative and Solution, Building Consultative Social Protection in the Middle East and North Africa. Djibouti has been hailed as models of success in social policies, and the aim was to share Djibouti's experience in the face of multiple crises from outside and complex challenges encountered in recent years. The conference also aimed to highlight the innovative solution to put in place the country and to meet the challenges in terms of social protection. The mechanism put in place in the file of social protection plays an essential role in mitigating the effect and also the effort of the challenges. They are based on high and these institutional and technical tools which facilitate the management and monitoring the program, including the financial aspect. The minister also emphasized the importance of partnership in promoting and coordinate response to help people, and the minister highlighted the progress made in the file of social policies in Djibouti and had the opportunity to present new national strategies for the fight against poverty. The Secretary General of the Health, Mr. Muhammad Ali Muhammad, shared an event dedicated to the conclusion of a session training of national training on recommendation in the Ministry of Health related to important practice in the file of the obstetrics and neonatal care. This occasion took place in the presence of the representative of the United Nations Population Fund, Ms. Aisha Ibrahim, and the Director General of the hospital in Djibouti, Mr. Umar Ismail Mahmoud. The workshop aims to improve the quality of service and care provided for children and by raising professionals and managers practicing for the obstetrics and neonatal care to the standards level in brightening the structure with the aim of contributing the acceleration of to accelerate the reduction of maternal and neonatal mortality, childbirth, and ensuring the health and well-being of the mother and child. Training courses seeks to enhance the capabilities of efficiencies of workers, the field of maternal health and specialties, the midwife, and also supervision of the public and semi-public maternity wards. The Ministry of Health, through the Directorate of Maternal and Child Health, develop a national strategy to accelerate the reduction of maternal and newborn mortality in the period of 2000 and 2020, but also 2026, including the continuous improvement of the quality of care and service, the medical in health facilities and hospitals. It was held by UNESCO in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Culture, the National Development Agency with Culture, this morning at the Skal International Hotels. A regional workshop for the memory of the World Program for the benefit of National Committee of French-speaking African countries. The activities of this workshop were launched today, the 17th of October, and will continue until tomorrow, 18, the Skal Hotels in Djibouti. This event aims to strengthen the effort of committees responsible for the file of national heritage in the countries of French-speaking Africa, with the aim of enriching the international record with the valuable inscriptions related to the heritage of Africa, the documentary for the Republic of Djibouti. This event will be an opportunity to discuss the establishment of a national committee on Djibouti follows the committee authorized to preserve the memory of the walls and the features and review development to note the documentary heritage of the past 130 years, as well as to discuss its important documentary heritage and preservations of the country's precious oral history, which plays a vital role in preventing the country's culture, history, and identity. This event also constitutes an important platform for information related to cultural heritage while promoting the international connection and providing a unique perspective on Djibouti's past and present. Within the framework of the PASOK program, which is founded by the European Union and relevant authorities in such as the Ministry of Finance, the Protection of Church in Djibouti, in cooperation with the Year of Life Association, organized a ceremony launching a project dedicated to supporting the most needy people and segment of the people with special need for better social and economic integration. This project aims to enhance the inclusion and participation of persons with special need in development and social cohesion in our country, but also to support advocacy action aimed at enhancing the opportunities in work and integration of people with special need into society and raising awareness on the state level. There is a need for sustainable development that include persons with a special need and participate in this empowerment and capacity building through the training of key stakeholders, workers in various disciplines file who care for children with a special need, especially the children with the disorders and the topics of this workshop is early diagnosis and medical support for children with special need. The same professionals include for the therapists and speech for many parents and action to the civil society and early treatment of children with a special need is essential because it allows a better education and social integration of these children to work. This workshop witnessed the participation of several partners such as the project coordinators and the director of a Protestant church. It was yesterday morning, Monday, in the Dakhil region witnessed the launch of dedicated campaign activities to plant trees throughout the areas. This campaign was launched with the aim of beautifying and making the Icam city green, where efforts are combined in the Dakhil region, and the prefect of Dakhil region and the president of the regional council to launch a tree planting campaign in the main arteries of Dakhil region, which reflect previously on the commitment to environmental preservation and development sustainable. The prefect of Dakhil region, Hassan Abdi Roble, and the head of regional council, Mr. Mahad Hussein, by launching this novel initiative, their efforts have been widely raised before the society. This event include representative of the centralized department, police, army, and gendarmeries, as well as a local organization and association. The tree planting campaign activities will continue in the neighborhood of Dakhil region and will extend it to the institution, including the centralized institution. The aim of this initiative, which is to promote environmental conservative and improve the quality of life and contribute to the natural beauty of the income areas of Dakhel region. For this, the institution and community actors urge from the population of Dakhel to participate in this novel campaign by planting trees and caring for the environment. For the regional scenes, the President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Mr. Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, cut the ribbon to inaugurate of a main road called Mohammed Harbi and a new road named after the President of famous former Somali Ali Mahdi, and extended through the Abdulaziz area toward the Mogadishu town. Upon his arrival, the President of Somali Republic, Mr. Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, praised the administration's regional office of the local resident for their exemplary commitment to the consultations process, which is an important reflection for the unity and steadfast for the region of Somali people. In addition to the Somali president, encouraged local authorities to play their roles properly and tirelessly task for the national reconstruction, strongly urging the citizens to contribute valuable in nation buildings and operation in Somalia. And now for the international, since the regional director of the World Health Organization for Eastern Mediterranean, Ahmed Al-Madari, warned of the storage of water, electricity and fuel in the Gaza Strip turned into a real disaster during the next 24 hours. He said in an interview regarding the shortage of basic supplies that the matters may be possible to 24 hours. The next 24 hours after that will be a real disaster. This is no fuel and therefore no electricity and no water. The entire population of Gaza, especially for the hospital and health institution. We believe that the humanitarian aid is not allowed to enter areas in need. The doctors and works in the hospital will only have the right to issue certificate, and Israel imposed a complete siege on Gaza, cutting off basic supplies of fuel and water. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.